crypto not doing too much, and I was sitting here like, man, what do I even do a video on today? And I was looking at the Bitcoin chart, and I noticed something. I was looking at the price action that's currently happening right here, this kind of like swing high, and I was just evaluating this swing high from last cycle, this first swing high, and then we got this dip and then continuation. But I was looking at these, and then I was like, what were altcoins doing in this moment? And that's what I want to talk about in this video, because yesterday's video, I talked about the potential bearish case for a short-term throwback. We've been watching the targets. Maybe altcoins consolidate with Bitcoin in the short term. So I talked about downside scenario, but I want to discuss potential upside scenario in the shorter term. And these two time frames on this Bitcoin chart really are just such an insanely nice guide in terms of what might happen next. So hit the subscribe, hit the like on the way in, and let's just jump into the video. To just real quick lay the groundwork, as I like to do often, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for Bitcoin to, if not fall off the cliff, consolidate sideways until it does. That's what we're looking for. In terms of where we are compared to last cycle, we finally got this move where we're hitting this lower high Fibonacci. Bitcoin makes that first move down. Here it is, that first move down off of the Fibonacci. That's why I have this altcoin season indicator going off. I think altcoin season was triggered. But now we're in this period of just kind of sideways and consolidation. And this is going to play heavily into where Bitcoin is right now, right? Time frame wise, and what altcoins did last cycle. So once again, we're waiting for Bitcoin to, at the very least, continue consolidating sideways in some way. And then we're waiting for the ultimate move, altcoin season, to really get that next leg up. And it's this chart that we all want to see explode. This is the altcoin market cap. This is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And right now, consolidating, very similar to Bitcoin. So let me show you this like insanely clear data that shows that altcoins might actually be about to pump. Before I dive into that, I do want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Crypto.com. Go download the app. Get $50. Start trading with the app. Get $50 from Crypto.com. But I wanted to make a couple points. I don't know if you saw, but Crypto.com has stocks now. Wall Street without the walls. Complement your crypto portfolio with 5,000 plus US stocks and ETFs. So they're building game-changing products. And besides that, they have this crypto basket I think a lot of you might think is kind of cool. And basically, the fastest way to diversify your portfolio with multiple thematic tokens. So if you look here, you can choose different baskets very simply. So you can like click the meme basket, and by the way, you can see it's the most traded, and really just get access to whatever your favorite coins are, but in one basket, all in one basket. So, and just look at the UI is just so nice. It's just the app, go download it. Shout out to Crypto.com for sponsoring this video. Appreciate you. And man, they are building some ridiculous products. I don't know if y'all are seeing it, but they're building some awesome products. So here's the total crypto market cap chart. Now, this is what we're looking at. We're trying to compare right now to last cycle at this moment. And I didn't notice it until like right now. But yeah, Bitcoin is in a very similar type of consolidation as it was back here. But altcoins at this moment were not doing that. And if we look at what altcoins were doing, and by the way, just let's get a time frame reference. We're looking at February. This is February, beginning of February, and then started falling in May. So February to May is really what we're looking at. If we go to the total crypto market cap chart, February to May, when Bitcoin had this kind of sideways consolidation, here's February, and here's actually the first week of February. And here is the first part of May. So altcoins making a move to the upside. Now, Bitcoin during that period, sideways. Now, to really piece it together, what was Bitcoin dominance doing? February, right around here, first week of February to May 10th, right around there. This is what Bitcoin dominance was doing. We might be in this exact move. And this is what I've really been looking at. We've been talking about how Bitcoin back then on the dominance chart before it really fell and altcoin season took off was just pulling all these moving averages together on the daily. And this is what we've been looking for now. All of these moving averages pulling together on the daily chart. So again, this might not be right now. You can go back to that last cycle and you can see how it took a little bit of time before that fall off, but we might be getting ready for that exact move right now with altcoins. And if we go back to this chart now, just look at this. And what was really compelling to me when I just saw this was the very fact that if we're looking at this, right, and we see altcoin season triggered, and then altcoins make a really nice move, and then there's just this moment of consolidation here. You actually see that one red candle, right? This was right around that previous swing high. And right now, obviously it's more than one red candle. It's not going to be exactly the same, but right now, this is where altcoins are. We are at this moment of testing previous all-time high areas. And the question I have right now is, because we are in this very similar moment of consolidation on the Bitcoin charts we just looked at, are we about to see altcoins have this moment? That's really what I'm wondering. And I don't think it's that useful to take a fractal because obviously it's just green candles going up. But if you could imagine it, it would be something like this, right? Maybe less, maybe more. Maybe we're hitting 2 trillion before consolidation, currently at around 1 trillion. But look at the potential for this. Last cycle, when it escaped that consolidation to swing high, that was 150% gains, right? So if we're going to see something similar escaping this area, 100% gains is almost 2 trillion, 183, 200% gains is 2.86 trillion. What's the swing high going to look like if altcoins do take off? Another thing I talked about, and it was not even within context of what I'm looking at here, but I just talked about how we're just getting this 20-week moving average crossing above the 50-week moving average, or at least escaping and getting that separation. This is the very beginning of an altcoin move. That move last cycle happened all the way here around Bitcoin halving. And just look at that uptrend, right? So this move is kind of just beginning. And this is another reason why I just think there is so much upside for altcoins. And then if we look at the momentum oscillators, just check this out. The quicker moving momentum oscillator right here, the stock RSI, just cooling off, right, at this moment. And if we go and we look at last cycle, this is something that it did around altcoin season. And not to mention, it did it one time when altcoin season was triggered. Then it consolidated again at this moment that we're comparing. And you can just see what that move looked like on the stock RSI, that uptrend that we're looking for to happen now. Stock RSI didn't get overbought, actually just started falling. It was kind of a nice indicator that there was going to be a top. But during that time, altcoins were going higher. So it will be very interesting. Does this stock RSI start shifting to the upside? And will we get some type of bearish divergence hint if after that move to the upside, it starts falling while altcoins are making a move to the upside? What we'd really want to see is this stock RSI keeps going up and does something different than last cycle and even enters overbought while we're seeing altcoins make a move to the upside. But I mean, call it a hopium video. I don't know. But when you really compare the data, I just thought it was really cool to see that last cycle at this moment, around this moment, right, when we're looking at the Bitcoin chart, post altcoin season starting, Bitcoin took a breather, right? Right now, post altcoin season starting, Bitcoin's taking a breather. And last cycle, altcoins finally just turned on that rocket fuel and took off and really broke into price discovery. And the question is that about to happen now? There's a lot of bearish sentiment in the air right now. I get it. We looked at targets to the downside in yesterday's video, so please be prepared for downside. It's in play. This isn't like, just because it happened last cycle doesn't mean it's going to play out this way. We could have a bull cycle that just operates differently and looks differently on the chart. We don't need these time frames to always just line up exactly and make the same exact moves. We really don't. But the data is interesting when we really start comparing how similar the moves end up being time after time, cycle after cycle. So it's definitely in play is what I'm saying. But wanted to put that data out there. It's very simple for this Saturday. There's nothing crazy going on right now. But that's it. I appreciate you cruising through. I hope you have a good weekend. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Turn notifications on. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting that like button. Your support, as always, it really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.